Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Art of Awesomeness podcast. I'm your host, Adrian Kiswani, accompanied today by our also host, who's being just fine right now, Christian Caito. Welcome, Christian.
Hey guys, thanks for. It doesn't show my face when I talk, right? It just shows you.
I think it shows both of us at the same time. That's an interesting face. Yeah, this is
That's
episode
cool.
70, guys. We are done with
70.
the long-awaited 69. So that's done. Now we can move past that. It's now episode 70,
Yep.
and I think so. Just to keep you guys updated, I think that the whole guest regarding movies thing might be happening next week if we can try and make that happen.
Yeah.
This,
Oh,
yeah, well,
I'm
it
sorry.
doesn't matter. But basically, this episode is going to be a bit more impromptu and a bit shorter. I think it's probably going to be a bit shorter because Christian has a wedding to go to.
Wedding.
So obviously, we're not going to try and keep him here for too long. So with that in
That's
mind, we're
okay.
going to try and keep this episode just a bit lighter,
That's
talking about just
fine.
how things have been, catching up, that kind of deal.
Yeah.
But of course, before we get into that, we do have the first order of business, which, in my opinion, is kind of a lame day. We have Frozen Yogurt Day. So, oh man, you should have
Yeah.
had a Go-Gurt. That's what you should have had.
I like frozen Go-Gurt.
Yeah, so like Frozen Yogurt Day, but like Frozen
Do
Go-Gurt.
you
You see what I'm
freeze
saying?
your Go-Gurts or do you keep them?
I don't have Go-Gurts because I'm not that hip. But you know,
It's it's not okay. Yeah, it's not that
yeah,
hit, but
it's
it's
kind of it's pretty awesome. Like if you had Go-Gurt pack holder things, like for individual Go-Gurts, dude.
Well,
Like
yeah.
you wouldn't
Remember?
just put them in your lunch pail. You would put them in their own little case with
Well,
Velcro
because
and
I
then put
won
that in your
them.
lunch pail.
I won those. My Ninja Turtles,
Yeah, the Ninja
four
Turtle
of
ones.
each. One of each Michelangelo, Donatello, Raphael, and Leonardo. I saved so many box tops just to get those,
Oh,
and
did you get them
I've
with box
earned it.
tops?
I got them. You could be lame and redeem one, and they'll send you a random one, but I wanted all of them. So
Damn.
I saved like 100 box tops.
That's dedication. All right,
Yeah,
we
so
have
yeah.
after that National Lame Duck Day, which I think is this actually kind of refers to our little poll that we did on
I
Instagram.
can't believe it. You know,
The
I'm
big duck
surprised because
won.
people I asked here said the little duck.
Yeah, okay, so I looked at the analytics. You and Sophie both said the little duck. So you guys were both on the same page as far as that goes. But
Hmm.
I if I can probably just try and pull it up real quick. Live if my phone will
Can you hear music in the
decide to work.
background?
I can, but it's not like distracting, I don't think. I think
Okay,
you'll
I
be
know
fine.
because they're playing music here.
Is it
I
just
love
like
the
lounge
student.
music?
No, it's not loud, but it's like it's definitely loud. It's like loud, but it's like it's not quiet.
Okay, let me.
I think it's gonna be long, long time. Yeah, I'm
Okay,
surprised though.
yeah. So to
Surprised.
be fair, it was kind of close. It was 9 votes for the one 500 pound duck, and then it was 7 votes for the 500 normal ducks. And so I think it.
Oh,
Yeah, you and
dang it.
Sophie. Angelo said 500 normal ducks. Let's see. And then yeah, the majority of people Tucker went with the one 500 pound duck.
Of
Nick
course
went
he
with the
did.
one 500 pound duck. Yeah.
Dang it.
Yeah. So we
Who went the one where it was just like 500 1 pound ducks?
it was like just some people off the top of here was you, Sophie, and Angelo.
That's it?
Well, no, there were other people. I just don't know if they want me to
Oh,
name their names. I like there's some
name
people, but
names.
like I know those people are cool with us naming off names, so
Hmm.
I'm just gonna keep it to
That's
that list.
cool.
But to everyone who voted to help sway the vote in my favor, thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Wrong.
One five
There's a
hundred
right
pound duck for the
answer.
win.
There's a
Well, yeah,
right
there is a
answer
right
to
answer, and
that,
they voted. They
and
chose.
it is
They
not the
chose.
one that got the most votes.
I'm sorry, but that's just
Not
the
the
way
one
it
that got
turned
the
out.
most votes.
And then finally, of course, we have National Chopstick Day. So if you eat with chopstick, if you eat with chopsticks, then good on you. You have a
Do you like
special talent.
chopsticks? Do you eat chopsticks?
I do. I actually have a pair, but I don't know where they are at the moment. I would always eat Chef Boyardee with them, and it was perfect. It was great.
Ew.
Yeah,
Yeah, you eat chef already with a fork, man.
I do. I've done
Hmm.
that, but I prefer the chopsticks when I have it because it just elevates the
Really? Do
experience.
you
You're
eat
eating
the?
Italian food with an Asian food eating device, so it's
Do you
like
eat it with the ravioli? Ravioli?
yes,
Yeah,
yeah.
ravioli.
Yeah. I like raviolis. They're good.
I can't believe. You know, that's a good thing to have when you're in college. It's
Like
just
this.
like microwave things, like Hot
Oh, like
Pockets or
ramen and stuff like that.
ramen's like the famous one.
That's the famous. Yeah.
Chef Boyardee though I think is a good one.
They're kind of
Man,
expensive though, dude. If you're like a
is
college
it?
student, I don't know. The one I bought, maybe it's just California inflation, but I think the one I got was like 3 something. It was like one can.
What?
Yeah, and I was like, this isn't even like premium stuff. I was like, why is this so? This is
I'm trying
Chef
to think
freaking
about that right
Boyardee.
now because I
Yeah,
don't think they were
I
that
haven't had
expensive.
it in like I think years, but I just recently bought one like the other day when I went out shopping with my mom.
Was
We
it
went
in
shopping.
the hard cans or is it the soft?
Oh, I've never seen a soft one. I've only ever.
The small ones with the red lid.
Oh no, I don't know what those are.
You
I've
never had
never
those?
I've never seen one.
Oh, I like that. You don't
Yeah,
like you didn't never tried this before?
I've never seen them, so no,
That's crazy.
I don't
Well,
know.
I know what I'm doing when I'm going somewhere.
Somewhere to
I'm
Safeway.
gonna get Chef Boyardee.
Speaking of, I guess college living Christian,
Yeah,
I
how's
know that
Adrian doing?
last last time that we were on the podcast, I think was the first time that we had actually formally recorded with you in Vegas. But really, throughout that whole episode, we didn't actually talk about how it's been for
How
you in
how's
Vegas. So you don't have to
yeah.
keep it super long if you don't want. But just if you wanted to, I'm actually kind of curious as to how
Yeah.
you've been adjusting to living in a different place, obviously on your own, and just kind of stuff like that.
Yeah. It's been cool. Like I know when people talk about it, they're expecting like these grand answers like, oh, it's amazing. Oh yeah,
Yeah, I'm not
it's the
expecting that.
best time ever.
Yeah,
This
but
is so good. I
those are
know
people in the
it's
UK sound
cool.
like.
It's cool though. I mean, it's only the third week,
Yeah,
right?
you haven't been there. When did you get there? The 18th or 15th?
uh, Moving was the 15th. Yeah.
Oh, okay. And then you started the 18th, I think,
So
right?
yeah. About the third weekend, it's been cool. Like I'm sitting in a nice. I don't know how I look. Oh, right there. I'm sitting in a nice area. There's like a lot of places, like the student union, where I'm at right now. Outside, there's a lot of stuff to do here. A lot of places,
Hmm.
and it's cool. And you know, there's right across the street. There's like places to eat, and you know, it's cool. So there's a little bit of something for everybody. And there's places I'm still exploring that are cool. My personal favorite, there's a parking garage, and it's the Tropicana parking garage. At night, you can see the whole Vegas Strip. And it's amazing. Just at the parking garage, it feels unsafe, but it's so much fun going in that
Yeah.
parking garage.
Actually, I'm not gonna lie, parking garages are pretty cool places, even though they're probably not like the best places to be at
Yeah,
night. It's like if you can manage it, it's I like it. I remember we
it's
parked
fun.
uh I went on a recent trip with my dad in early January, and I parked my car at the San Francisco International Airport, and I parked in the parking garage there that they had like right by kind of one of the openings or so forth.
Mhm.
And it wasn't even
Yeah,
like necessarily the nicest view, but you could kind of see like the freeway and stuff like that. And it was just
yeah,
kind of cool to get like that, nighttime vibe
yeah,
from that place. I know what you
yeah.
mean.
It's the whole picture, huh? Of a
Yeah,
lot of
yeah,
things. It's like the full picture of things. So that's cool. You know, I'm not gonna. I was talking to my mom about this too, but there were times it was rough too, like missing like you and people at home. I just kind of missing the setting of being back at
yeah.
home, the routine. So I was telling my mom as I'm kind of figuring things out, I'm kind of sort of like establishing a routine now.
That's good.
Okay. There's like these girls here, just scary. Yeah, no, don't come to me. Oh, oh, they're walking. Oh,
Christian,
there's a
I
ballroom here too, so that's probably where they're going.
yeah, I think the best thing you should do in that situation is like run up to them very aggressively and see what happens.
No, there's a ballroom right here. You see the sign that says ballroom.
Oh
All
yeah.
these are ballrooms.
I'm
So
sorry. So what is a ballroom?
ballroom. It's like where people like ballerinas practice. It's a
Oh,
ballroom.
it's a
It's
literal
like
like
ballroom is
dance.
yeah, like campus's thing.
Oh, okay, okay.
I call that a ballroom.
Okay.
I call that ballroom.
I
Maybe
I
this
thought
is
that
just
was
me
more
to
like a
think.
studio or something, but that's cool to call it ballroom though.
Oh, a ballroom. Oh, maybe it's like for events. You know, like at venues where it's like a big floor. but it's
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
big. Maybe that's a ballroom, and there's a stage.
Got you.
Yeah, I
How
think
has
that's
it
what a
been like
ballroom is.
getting around your campus, like getting to know the area around? Do you spend any time like walking around random places, or do you mostly? I'm gonna take that as a no, but do you mostly just like stick to your
Oh, I
classes
was
and
gonna
stuff like
say I
that,
had a
or?
bike, and
Oh yeah, shoot. Oh yeah.
I
Okay.
had a bike, and I don't have
That's
it anymore.
yeah.
So
You got it
yeah,
stolen.
I,
I'm so sorry, bro.
I had a
Was it
bike.
really a nice bike? Because you told me it was a nice
It
bike.
was
Was
a,
it?
whew, that was a fine bike. I understand why someone stole it. I I came here too. I don't know if I told the story, but when I locked it up, it was a nice red bike, and when I locked it up, I kind of followed the procedures how they wanted you to lock it, and I locked it, I wrapped it around a few times on the inside, locked it, and anyway, I called my dad, and he was like, "Bike stolen." Yeah, the bike is stolen. It's not here. Like, yeah, I kind of thought that would happen. Like,
Did
no,
you
I'm walking.
did they leave the bike lock? Like, is that how they did they just cut it with like
Yeah,
bolt
they cut
cutters?
it. They cut it, and they left the lock there.
I like how they left the lock. That's the power move right there. It's
The
like,
broken lock.
yeah, like just so you know. That's great.
They
I
just
mean,
leave a
I'm
paper. It's
sorry,
like,
but
whoa.
that's kind of savage
You
of them.
know, it's cool because I mean, in ways, it's helped me. I mean, I could see some pros because I mean, in a way, in a way, it's like I mean, the big plus was getting around faster.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh
yeah.
god, that was such.
Did you
But then again,
no, go ahead.
what? I know. Then again, like all my class, I don't have. I only have one person class, and it's right across the roadway from my dorm. So that's another one.
Oh, nice.
Plus, like people I see, most of them walk, and if I see them, I'll say hi. Compared to me zooming on a bike,
Right.
going right
What
past
if
them.
you see one
So
of the students like riding your bike?
that's what I thought. You know, a few days ago, I actually thought someone was riding my bike. I was walking back from the gym. It was when Sophie, I walked to her car, and then I came back, and there was someone. Oh, this is no before. There's two times. One time she pointed out. Oh no, that was CJ. I'm mixing up CJ and so.
Wow.
No, CJ.
No.
CJ from church. He goes here, and he's like, "Hey, is that your bike?" And I thought it was. It wasn't.
Mm.
Because there's this homeless guy riding a bike, and I thought that was mine. It wasn't. And then next time I dropped off Sophie and I was walking back, and there was a dude on my bike, and he looked at me and he got on and he started biking slowly away from me, and I was like, oh, man, I don't want to do this
Wait,
tonight.
wait, wait. So was it your bike?
No, no,
No.
so it
Okay.
wasn't my bike. I
Oh,
don't know
okay.
why. Maybe he just thought I was a weirdo or something.
Maybe
But
you're just like staring at him intently. He's like, "Why is this kid looking at me? I'm just trying to
oh,
bike around."
is that my bike? Yeah.
Bike.
I mean,
Yeah.
I miss it for sure, but there's always something new to explore on campus, and it already feels like I'm very familiar with like the main scopes of everything.
Yeah.
But you know, I'm surprised because there's buildings that are on the outside too that aren't on the main campus, so
Hmm.
there's just different things to do. But yeah, I've been to a basketball game. That
Oh
was
yeah, you said you were
fun.
going to that basketball game. How was it?
Basketball game. Basketball game was fun. Uh, we won. Oh my gosh. I think I was a lucky charm. We won. We won.
Attributing the win to yourself, like I
Yeah,
went there.
that's right. Because apparently we were not good. So lately we haven't been good. So
Well, we're
going to
kind of
this
used to
one,
not being good because if you went to Mountain House High,
that's true.
we don't
I mean,
win
we
any
didn't
games.
suck,
We
but
sucked pretty bad, dude. It was pretty bad. Like
it
every
wasn't
year
like
almost.
we were. We won a few.
Yeah, a few out
Yeah.
of like a lot. Yeah,
It's
that
been
was
cool, man. I
that was too
mean,
bad.
dude, honestly,
Honestly.
it's pretty good. It's pretty good, but I definitely do miss coming back and being in the environment of Mountain House.
Mhm.
I already hear that things are coming together over there, right? Like the Safeway and everything.
Yeah, so right now what they're doing is how they outside of every village they kind of have like these two like entrance things on either side of the road. Like they'll say Cuesta or they'll say Altamont or something
Oh,
like that.
the gates and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah, yeah, the gates. I don't really know what they're called, but you know what
Or
I'm
yeah,
talking
they're just
about.
called like the entrances.
Yeah, basically they have a big one now that's like kind of off of Byron, and it says
That's
Mountain
right.
House on it. I don't know if you
My mom
saw it
told
before you
me.
left.
My mom told me, yeah.
Yeah, so it's basically like a larger version of like what we have in the little villages, and it just says Mountain House on it. And so that's kind of like if you're driving from Tracy on Byron towards Mountain House,
Mm,
it's to the left of that when you're
right.
driving, almost getting to the
Yeah, at the cross light or the
yeah, yeah,
stoplight.
yeah, yeah. So, and then you can kind of see the building work that they're doing there, and it's coming along, but I don't know exactly when it'll be finished. My mom's telling me that they actually might finish it before I leave in the fall, which I'm not
Hmm.
too sure. But yeah, I just always think it's funny that like when we were growing up there, we always waited for something to be there, and now everything's just getting built now, and we're just kind of
Yeah.
off. But
Well,
it's
there's a
yeah.
place across from the high school that your jujitsu place, right?
Yeah, so that place is actually it open now, and a lot of the places in that kind of area, I don't know what the place is called, but it's opening. There are a bunch of like kind of grand openings and stuff like that. The jujitsu place just had their grand opening in that building, I think,
Hmm.
and so I've been seeing a lot of development kind of like within. But as far as like houses go, I think that it's probably just because I'm farther away from the new development. But like out, you remember where we used to ride our bikes, like past Delta College, like where you screamed in that field. uh, uh,
Yeah,
there's like houses there now. I walked. No, I didn't walk. I rode my bike all the way down there. Maybe like a month or something ago,
that's
towards
right.
Delta College, and when I went there, I was expecting to see the fields like it was when you and I went there. But I actually had to ride my bike out further than we went last time to actually get to an empty place.
You've never seen the house? I thought we saw the homes together.
We saw homes, but like we were able to like get to a point where they had made the roads and the street lamps and stuff like that, but there were no houses, you know.
Okay,
But when I
yeah,
went there to that spot, there were actually like buildings there and stuff like that. So I was kind
yeah.
of just like walking around these new buildings and people like just moving in and stuff like that, and it was weird to see all that development. So it's been, I mean, Mountain House is still Mountain House, it's not changing too dramatically or anything like that, and so it's more or less the same. It's just you know little building projects expanding here and there, and I
Yeah.
think the biggest one is that whole Safeway gas station thing. But
Hmm. So it is going to be a gas station.
I think it is. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think it's going to be a gas station. I think there's going to be a Safeway, and I think if my memory serves me right, I mean this might be total BS, but I think that they're building a pizza place. I think.
That's what I heard too. At the one
So
across the high school or right next to the gas station.
might be the high school. I think because my mom was saying that with all these new building places, it's going to be easier for Mountain House high school students to get jobs like right out like during high school because they're
Yeah.
not going to have to have a car to like commute to Tracy. They can
Hmm.
just obviously ride their bike or walk to work, kind of like
Because everything's right there, huh? That's
yeah.
the biggest. That's one
Like
of the
I
big
work in
things.
Mountain House and like
Yeah.
I drive my car, but if I had to, I could just ride my bike. It's only a few
Hmm.
villages down, so
Yeah, but
like
that's nice.
dude, I could probably just send you my bike, dude. You can just have mine. It doesn't matter. I'll just ship it in the mail. Or you know what I'll do? I'll ride my bike to Vegas and then hand you over the bike and then I'll walk back. It's a
that's
flawless plan. Nothing can
that's
go
so
wrong.
much for a bike that's probably gonna get stolen.
No, dude, my bike doesn't even have like half its brakes on it, dude. You're fine.
But still, people still want like I would still want a bike even if it didn't have like working brakes on it.
Have you just thought about stealing someone else's bike and just being like, "This is
I
revenge"?
have been like, oh, man, karma. There's been a
Karma.
bike here for the longest time, and I guess CJ was telling me he was like, what people do is people take off the wheel so that people wouldn't want to steal it. I'm like, oh my gosh,
Why would you want to go through all
like
that work of taking off the wheel every time you have to lock it up?
I
Is that
mean,
what
I
he
guess if
means?
that's the only choice you got living here, and if you really want to keep your bike, um,
Wow.
I don't know. I guess. I mean, you guys' choice. I'm sorry. There's like a lot of girls here. I'm scared they're gonna come up to me. They're all going to the ballroom. Never mind. But
Okay.
yeah, it's been good, man.
Yeah,
You
they're
know,
just gonna start like taking selfies with you. They're gonna be like, "We found him with the bike guy." Oh, this was I don't know.
yeah, the bad guy. Yeah,
It's just the way
it's
it's gonna be.
what was I thinking?
I don't
Also,
know.
besides, so really, other than that, like other things to do are just I've been watching like movies. I don't have my guitar with me. I don't have Kira, so she's
Oh, you didn't bring
home.
your guitar?
I didn't.
Hmm.
I didn't.
I guess it makes sense if you want to pack light, right? You know, you didn't. I mean,
Yeah.
did you really like overpack on this, or did you kind of keep it more conservative with what you brought?
Like I actually have some pants and like shirts, like button-up shirts and regular shirts I haven't even worn yet.
Hmm.
That I don't know if I'll get to wearing. Maybe I will, but I think I'm prepared. I'm not over prepared, but I'm just over the line of just prepared
Oh, okay, yeah, that's a
a
good
little
spot
bit.
to be at. That's good.
Yeah. So better
Yeah,
than to have what you need than not what you don't, right?
that's true. That's very
So,
true. But I'm sorry
but
that you've been feeling kind of homesick, though, dude. I'm like, have you been able to kind of rebound from it, or is it still just kind of one of those just natural things that you feel when you're kind of away?
yeah, I think at times, especially because I distract myself too,
Hmm.
but um, yeah, it's not something that's been like too crazy. But I've definitely found time to kind of bring myself back, and so it's yeah, just little moments here and there that make me miss like Mountain House or just the routine of things. Or just last night when I was at the library, um, was it last night? Right?
I would know
Last
for
night
sure.
it was at the library, and I there's actually it's a really cool library. I found my favorite place so far. It's on the fifth floor, and it overlooks the whole library. And there's a little booth there. It makes me feel like I'm eating at a restaurant. Um, but I sit there, and it was getting late, and I spend a lot of time at the library lately,
Oh, really?
just like sitting and working or reading or stuff. I just sit there until like it closes, and I'll be there, and I'll just be sitting by myself because nobody is social here. You have to go up to them,
Oh, really?
and I'll just be like, and I'll sit there at the booth. I'll close my laptop and put my arms here, and I'll be,
What makes you? Is there like a trigger or something like that? Like, what makes you think about like mountain house and stuff like that? Or is it
I
just
think
when you're
it's
not distracted and you just have some time to think?
that too. Um, I think it's just I don't know because I know that I'm aware that is mostly at times too because everybody's already doing something. Like I've met some people here that go to church, there's Sophie or CJ, and they all got stuff going on. So this is actually my first weekend at the dorms because usually at the condo,
Right, right,
um,
right.
but it's cool. It's kind of sporadic, like it happens spontaneously sometimes, but
Mm.
it's nothing too crazy. But I definitely say that it makes me reminisce about the good old days.
Good old days. But I mean, from what I understand, your mom is coming to visit you pretty soon to
Yes. Doo-doo-doo-doo.
hang out. So that'll
On
be
the ninth,
cool.
on Wednesday.
Oh, so it's even earlier than the 14th.
Yes, yes, yes.
Damn,
Very
nice.
excited.
I'm excited for you. Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, it sounds like you've been able to. I mean, obviously, it's a good thing that obviously, shout out to our publicist Sophie. You know, obviously, you guys have each other down there, so you're not like 110% kind of like on your own in like a place where you have no connection. So I
Mhm.
guess it is
Yeah,
nice that you have people who you can kind of, you know, if you're ever feeling kind of like, oh, there's no one here who I know, like you can. Obviously, you have those connections already in place there to, you know,
yeah.
make things. Obviously, I get it. You know, you've spent a lot of time in your life in Mountain House, so it just makes
Mhm.
sense for you to reminisce on those things. But it sounds like, you know, from going to like basketball games, like a soccer game probably coming up and stuff
Mhm.
like that, that you like there's at least stuff for you to do to occupy your time so that you don't. Because I know me and you are both heavy thinkers. So if we have any
Yes.
like downtime where we're not really like working on something, it can be easy for us to kind of like sit there and start going down the spiral
Yeah,
loophole
like
kind of a
going
thing.
down in your head and playing
Yeah,
old
yeah.
movies
So
for
it's
sure.
I guess it is nice that at least, you know, there's that aspect of where, you know, you obviously
Mhm.
you're in a new setting, and so there's, you know, at least things for I don't want to say
Yeah,
distraction because that makes it sound kind of like you're just ignoring a
in a way it
problem, but
is. Yeah,
it's more of a healthy kind of like reacclimating to a new situation, because really what you're
that's what
just
it is. Yeah.
doing is you're in the process of adapting is just what's going on, right? I mean, you're just
Mhm.
having to adapt to a new scenario. So I mean,
Mhm.
you know, I'm pretty hopeful that in probably a few weeks
man.
time, it'll be, you'll be on a nice
That's
roll.
that's the hope, man. And again, I'm really grateful because nothing is bad here. Like I'm doing fine. Like I'm doing good, doing well, enjoying it. But you're right. I think it's like being patient with yourself when it comes to being in a new environment too. And, it's almost 10 years in Mountain House, and it's only been 3 weeks here.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
it's
no,
it's
totally, that's
it's
understandable.
still an adjustment. So,
Mhm.
but yeah. What about you, man? What's the major headline for the
Major
Kiswani?
headline in Adrian's life: my boss got COVID, and so I've been working overtime. That's about it.
Ooh.
But yeah, I'll get paid some more, which is kind of nice.
Yeah,
As
big
far
bucks.
as like, oh wait, what were you gonna say?
No, I said big bucks.
Oh, big bucks, yeah.
Big bucks.
But as far as school goes, I've again, all of my classes are online. I'm not gonna have an in-person class, I don't think, until fall.
Hmm.
So this is just another semester where it's going to be completely online for me, and I'm
Hmm.
pretty much just working. Obviously, my job in the day, and then when I come home, I relax for a while, and then I'll get homework done. But
Hmm.
uh, right now, because I'm going for a history major, and so all of my classes at the moment are history, save for one class, which is geography. But it's got some history in
Hmm.
there too, right? So
Yeah. Yeah.
but
Yeah,
it's
for
cool
sure.
because they're all largely things that I'm into. So obviously I'm very into history, and I'm into culture and geography, and so just stuff like
Hmm.
that. So whenever I'm learning about those things, it gives me an opportunity to kind of get into something that I would normally just research on my own. Like I
Yeah.
remember when I was taking like psychological statistics and stuff like that, I'd be like, I'm not into this. And so like on my free time, I would just research history stuff.
Hmm.
So now the fact
So
that
it's
that's
already
actually
doing
what
what
I have to
you,
do, it's,
yeah,
it
studying what
makes
you
it a bit
already like to
easier.
do.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And so, most of my professors that I've had here at Delta I've not really had much of a relationship with. Um,
No?
no, because it's largely kind of just, okay, here's the lecture, here's the assignments, watch the lecture, read the material, and then do the assignments. And apart from that, they really give you quite a bit of autonomy. So I'm not really in a situation where
Yeah,
I have to
because,
really interact with them that much. But I would say the teacher that I've been appreciating the most has been my geography professor, whose name is Dustin Sai, and he's
Dustin Sai.
Sai. And so his class has been one that his classes, I should say, have been ones that I've been enjoying.
You've had him
Unfortunately,
before?
I've had him before. I had him
Okay.
last semester. I think I might have had him a few times. But uh, one of the, I guess, the unfortunate things is that sometimes even though the history classes are interesting, sometimes I just have kind of lousy professors, or very, very certain leaning biased professors that kind of don't give a very accurate portrayal of the history. It's more like what they would like it to be, and so it's sort of a
Yeah.
mixed bag when it comes to professors. But as far as the school goes, I still kind of view it the same way that we've been talking about on the podcast the few times that we've talked about it. Just using it as a stepping stone to achieve a greater goal. I don't try and treat college with this kind of larger than life mentality. I just kind of see it as a step to walk
Yeah.
over.
I've
But
been thinking about that lately when big things. I was talking to my mom and just I caught myself saying, Mom, you just got to treat it as easily handled.
oh,
That was something
using
that
my
you
line,
said.
dude.
Yeah, but it
Yeah.
just stuck with me. So it's just, but that's true.
Actually, it's not my line. I think it's Marcus Aurelius. I just use it a lot.
It's okay. It's not a real person. Just claim the credit, bro.
Or
Adrian.
Marcus.
Adrian.
Yes.
All right. Let me ask you a question.
Why aren't you not growing your mustache, dude? Why are you not doing this? This
It
is
is.
such a bothersome thing. Well,
See?
no, I can't. No.
You can feel it.
Okay, don't do that. You look like a pedophile. Actually, you should do that the next time a group of girls walks by. You should just do that exact same thing. Perfect.
Is this attractive?
I don't think so, but it might be to some people. Worth a shot. Worth a shot. I don't know.
T.
T. Wait, what? What is that?
So Adrian.
Okay.
Adrian.
Just gonna ignore it.
Favorite superhero ever?
Wow, that's random.
Right now.
Right now. I don't know. I think gosh, Spider-Man's pretty high up there. I like Captain America too. I think either one of those guys would be my favorite.
So Spider-Man and Captain America, which villain would they fight in a movie?
In a movie? What I would like them to fight or what they have?
Yeah, if they were both in a movie together,
Oh, if they were both
who
like
would they
teaming up to
fight?
fight some
Yeah.
guy. I would say I would want them to fight. I'm running through the list.
Anybody.
There's a lot of them. I think I would just want them to fight Drax. But
Drax?
but like Drax on like heavy steroids, and then also like on a bunch of pills. I would want to see.
You can take him.
Yeah, but it would just be funny because you know that Drax would have no fear and he would just go all out, you know? So I would just want to see like his absolutely just I do not care attitude going
You want to
against
see the
obviously
full throttle, huh?
full throttle Drax going up
I like
against
that. Okay.
Spider-Man and then Captain America.
Spider-Man. What is the post-credit scene?
Oh, the post-credit scene is Bucky killing Falcon and then taking the Captain America title for his own because that's what should happen. Just saying. Hot take, but you know.
I know that there was a reason why he gave Bucky the
Falcon.
the other dude. There's a reason why he gave him. I forgot why. I don't remember.
Yeah. Well, from what I understand, I guess in the comics there was like two ways Bucky could go. He could either go winter. Well, he was the Winter Soldier, right? But he could go either become the new Captain America, or there was like another kind of sub comic line of him in Wakanda being known as the White Wolf. So I think they might have been planning to do something with that. I don't know if Chadwick Boseman's death had anything to do with changing plans or whatever, but
that's true. Yeah,
because like all their like Black Panther kind of Wakanda related stuff kind of got a little bit messy with obviously his death, but
yeah, they had to change it up. It's crazy how they didn't tell anybody about that. He just kept going.
Yeah, I don't know what kind of cancer he had, but I believe it was cancer, and so
yeah, it was yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. Not cancer. I mean I'm talking about the superhero thing. Yeah. So you got the post credits, you got the characters. Would it be animated or regular?
No, just regular.
Regular.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? No, they should fight Ben 10. I changed my mind.
You can't do that.
I'm changing it to Ben 10. Because Ben 10 versus literally anyone is the best thing.
Different company?
That's fine. That's fine. We can make it work, right? Dude, Ben 10 versus Marvel would be the coolest thing like my childhood self could watch. Like it would be. And if there were all Legos, dude, it would be
Lego Ben 10 versus
Lego
Avengers?
Marvel. Yeah. Dude. Dude. But it would be like formatted like the Lego movie where it's actually just some kid's like setup and he's just making it happen, you know? But that kid also lives in Hogwarts and he's actually Harry Potter, but like in a different universe.
Dude, you're like crossing over so many. If you could cross over any character in the world for any show or movie, what is the best crossover ever?
Best crossover would be does it have to be like superhero related or can it be just anything?
Anything.
Oh, okay. Actually that just made the decision harder. I shouldn't have said that. I think maybe it would have to be something with Marvel because Marvel v something, not DC. Actually, as kind of cliche as that would be, I think that like a Marvel versus DC thing would be kind of cool.
Like superheroes versus superheroes?
Yeah, I think so.
You know, they've done that before in like comics, I guess. So how they've like teamed up.
Oh, really? Yeah, I think seeing that in some live action way would be cool.
Like the two coming together.
Yeah.
Okay. On the topic of Marvel.
Oh boy.
What do you think Marvel does so well that DC doesn't? in terms of their movies, or however you want to interpret that question.
Yeah, making relatable characters who the audience can sympathize with, on a more human level, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's
Okay.
pretty clearly what they do. Yeah, what they do better. Like if you look at the Batman or Superman films or any of the Justice League films, the characters, it seems like they try and emulate some kind of like Marvel quippiness, but the characters don't really have that kind of sense of I really like this character.
Mm-hmm.
The
Yeah.
characters don't feel very very fleshed out. They don't feel very relatable in a lot of ways. They're just kind of there to do their
Mm-hmm.
thing. The Marvel characters, I feel like their personalities are very very
Yeah.
fundamental to how we see them. Like
That's true.
I feel like anyone could kind of replace the Flash in those movies, and it wouldn't be that big a deal. Or anyone
Mm-hmm.
could kind of replace, I don't know, like Batman or something like that. But I feel like it'd be kind of, if you were like, "Hey, we got to get rid of Tom Holland," everyone would be like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa, what?" It'd be.
Yeah.
I feel like it'd be a little bit of a different kind of a thing because we, we
Mm-hmm.
we care about a lot of the characters. I will say this though, Marvel does tend to lean less on the stakes and can sometimes, I mean, they kind of change it up with No Way Home, but I would say that Marvel sometimes struggles with breaking out of their kind of typical formulaic movies, whereas DC is a bit more willing to just kind of let creators and directors do their thing,
That's right.
so
I think it's harder too when you have a lot because I think Marvel is more successful than DC, right? I imagine.
oh, easily, yeah.
Right. So I'm imagining like with all that success and handling that, like they just want to make sure like it's gone into such a thing where it's probably so fragile that they just want to make sure that every move is just executed perfectly, which
Yeah.
comes with its pros. Okay. So next topic. How
Next
would
time.
you feel if a movie trailer came out
Yeah.
for Tony Stark, Robert Downey Jr.'s Tony Stark versus Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man?
I'm down.
What about Andrew Garfield versus Tobey Maguire?
I'm down.
Captain America, the old man version versus Iron Man's ghost. And he's living in a haunted house.
Captain America wins.
I can do this all
Christian,
day.
who's better, Captain America or Tony Stark? Go.
I would wait. Captain America. Well, I know we were talking about this too, but always, I think Captain America too because I think we both saw a bit of ourselves in him and Bucky,
Yeah,
and
that's
just
true.
him,
Actually, that's
the
very true.
camaraderie there. I mean, and then Iron Man, I like his wittiness too, but Captain America, I guess I think he just represented us a
Yeah,
lot.
that's true.
I like that because there was a time too. I remember when what came out, Winter Soldier, when that came out, that
That's a
was
great
like
movie.
that was the main thing that introduced him and Bucky because the whole thing kind of revolves around how he handles Bucky and this friend who's gone rogue and the lengths that he'd go to after finding out he's still alive. Um, so I mean that was good. And Iron Man's gone through some struggles, but I think he's different kinds of struggles that we couldn't relate to as much. He
Yeah,
had a wife. He made these cool armor things. Like that was the main thing, just like figuring out how
that
to
is
get the armor
true.
away from the bad guy and how to make his wife love him again. And like these are cool issues, but like Captain America was like, my friend's mad at me.
Yeah.
How can I fix that?
My friend's
And
trying to kill me. What do I do?
okay,
Yeah,
what about Black Widow and Hulk? A rom com.
a rom com. I don't know how that would go. I mean, sure. I don't know.
Okay, last one.
I don't really care
What
about
if
either of them.
you saw a movie trailer for Spider-Man and Deadpool?
I feel like that'd be like kind of a classic team up. They've done that in the comics before, so I
Yeah.
think that'd be pretty sweet.
It would be interesting to see because Deadpool kills, but Spider-Man,
He
he
doesn't.
just, yeah.
Well, except for instant kill. But we don't talk
Okay.
about that. That was a special scenario. The world was about to get destroyed, so it's fine.
Instant kill. Yeah, Deadpool with any, I think Deadpool with any superhero would be a good movie.
I feel like what would happen is just even if you have a really kind of no F's given superhero, Deadpool would still outshine them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like Spider-Man doesn't really killing isn't his thing, but even if you found a superhero who was fine with that, Deadpool would still be able to take it to a level that would make them feel uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like
Because he breaks the fourth. I don't know how that works when he breaks like the fourth
I
wall.
feel like the other characters just be like, dude, what are you doing? You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually,
I
you know
mean,
what? I think
yeah.
that Deadpool with Star Lord would be cool
Oh, really?
because they're both kind of chaotic, like dudes who just kind of. Because I mean, Star
That would
Lord, when
actually.
you think about it, is basically just Chris Pratt as a pirate, space pirate. You know, so it's like,
Yeah, that's true.
so I mean, I think,
No,
you know,
Deadpool with Doctor Strange.
dude, Doctor Strange would just lock him in a cage because he gets so pissed off at like hearing him talk all the time. Because
If Deadpool was a
if
new
he couldn't
Deadpool.
handle Peter Parker asking questions during build making a spell, he could not handle Deadpool, dude. Deadpool would wreck the universe.
Dude, what do you think Deadpool would do if he had magic?
Probably some weird stuff. He'd probably
Okay,
like ride a unicorn. That's what I imagine him doing. He'd like summon a unicorn and like ride it while shooting people.
a chimichanga unicorn.
A chimichanga. You know, no, it would be a unicorn and then like there's chimichangas like stuck to the horn.
Look at this. We're giving Marvel all the good ideas right now.
Yeah,
You
Marvel should
know,
really take note. We're basically
there's this,
geniuses.
I guess there's this thing, the director, who's that guy? He looks like an Irish boy. What's his name?
An Irish director for what?
He's just like the main head of Marvel Cinematic Studios, like
Oh,
Robert
Kevin
Fisher,
Feige?
Kevin Feige. But he said he won. There's this thing in the comments where I guess it's called it's not Iron Wars, but it's
Oh, Secret
Space
Wars?
Secret Wars.
Yeah.
That one, and I guess it's this ultimate thing where, it's like Endgame too, but with like other heroes in
Yeah,
it
yeah,
too.
yeah.
And I guess he said there's these plans for like, oh, Kevin Feige he wants to do Secret Wars with Toby and Andrew and other variants and just throw everything all at once. So I guess people got worried. I think we
Yeah.
talked about this too in a bit because you have to because
Well, because here's the thing.
you can't come back from that. You
Yeah,
said
you can't. We talked about this in the car after we
that's
saw
right.
No Way Home.
Yeah, that's right.
We
That's why it sounds
basically
familiar.
there's no once you introduce a character, you can't really unintroduce that character into the world. You know, like once you open the floodgates, there's really no closing them, and then that can often lead to more questions than answers as far as like, well, why couldn't they do this before? Like it would start to, I think, meddle with some, because like universes have rules to them, right? Like there's certain like barriers like in a world, and once you just say, yeah, we're just gonna make this as meta as all heck, and just like just pour everything in, like it'll basically just be like Comic-Con on screen. And
Mm-hmm.
then yeah, I feel like at a certain point, it's cool, like I like how Marvel kind of did a what if thing, you know
Yeah, I haven't
like
watched it. Have you?
I haven't watched any of them, but I think it's just cool that they kind of acknowledge that, like, yeah, making all this stuff canon might be a bit weird, but we can have a what if series where you could see, oh, that'd be kind of cool.
Yeah,
So if
what
they
cool
did
would
something
happen?
like that where you saw what if they just decided to pour everyone in, in the blender and just see how it goes, I would like to see a battle royale with every character and see who wins,
Really? Just
like a
lock
to the
people down on
death
top?
battle royale kind of a thing.
It's just Deadpool. I
Yeah,
think it would be hard to kill Deadpool.
yeah, I think.
Who would you think? Who would you think would come out on top?
uh yeah, it's hard to argue against Deadpool, isn't it?
Deadpool
Like he's not who
or
I would want to win, but like, if you're gonna pick someone, he's fine with any kind of killing, so he's not gonna have any like moral boundaries. Number one, and then number two, you can't kill him.
yeah.
Like even against Vision, I feel like he would just like keep going at him until he got the stone, and then just because even if he got killed, he could just come back and keep trying until he eventually got it. Or actually Thanos would be kind of hard, but he got killed, so we know it can be done.
You know, I think we're just gonna have to get a job at Marvel to make all these movies.
Yeah. But isn't your birthday the same day that Stan Lee died?
No.
I think that counts you out as like a potential Marvel employee.
Okay, but a lot of people's birthdays are on November 12th.
Yeah, but not mine. So
So that
yeah,
doesn't
I
make
don't know.
everybody bad that is born
Well,
on.
we'll see. Marvel's always watching, so you have to be careful. You have to tread lightly.
I feel like I was gonna ask something about superheroes. Where was I going with that? I was gonna ask something else.
That's a good question. I don't
Oh,
know.
so do you remember? Did you ever watch Disney XD like growing up?
Was that like where Gravity Falls and stuff like that was?
It was on. I think it was both on on XD and Disney Channel.
Okay. I watched some growing up, but I don't remember being like an avid watcher, so I wouldn't know all
Hmm.
the shows and stuff like that.
Yeah. Do you remember the Ultimate Spider-Man?
I know what that is, but I didn't really watch it growing
You
up.
didn't watch it?
No, I knew
Yeah.
that there were like a few shows like Ultimate Spider-Man, Spectacular Spider-Man, or something like that.
Yeah. Oh,
I know that
Spectacular
I
Spider-Man.
I watched. I know that I've seen them before, but I was more like Ben 10, kind of a
Yeah,
kid,
like that
or
one. Okay.
I guess Cartoon Network in general was more my thing as a kid
Yeah,
growing up.
that's true. That I was
That was
gonna
my
say
jam.
too, because I
Do,
started watching it again. It's funny, man.
really?
I was just thinking about it's so cool that how animated animation, because it's not really anime, but how it's cool like with what they can do with animation because they can do a lot more than they can do
Yeah.
in person. So I think about that. I think about these episodes with a lot of crazy stuff happening, and like imagine how much longer it would take to do one of these episodes if it was live action.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's so cool. I like thinking about that. That's my pleasure. That's my what do you call that? Like not a guilty pleasure, but just like your home something.
Your home slice. I don't know.
No,
Yeah,
it's like something that makes you feel at home.
I don't.
Comfort. It's my
Like a
comfort
comfort
show.
food, but like a comfort show. I
Yeah,
don't know.
yeah. So, yeah. There's like a
Is your
balloon arch.
school filled with nothing but females? Like,
No, but
there's no guys.
there's like a giant balloon arch over there. And there's like a
A
party or something.
balloon archer.
Arch.
Oh, I was
Balloon
gonna
arch.
say, is someone like shooting balloons with bow and arrow?
Do you
Because
want
if
me to
so,
turn the
that's pretty
camera?
sick. If you want, I mean, that's fine.
You see?
Yeah, I'm just
No,
waving at
wait.
nothing. I just
I'm
want to
just
see.
gonna act like I'm checking my computer.
Can I wave?
See it?
Can I wave at them?
You see the arc?
Yeah, I can see it. Can I wave at the arc?
Silly.
Hey.
All these girls. Um,
I like how you say it
Adrian.
like it's a disease. You're like,
Girls.
uh,
Girls
girls.
everywhere. Do we even have intermission yet?
No, I'll just probably throw it in there randomly because the episode's already. I think you actually have to probably, get ready soon. I
No,
think,
no.
right?
We still have we still have like 15 or so minutes. It's okay.
15 or so minutes.
Or
Okay.
20. Yeah.
Or 30,
It's okay.
40,
Yeah.
50.
No, okay. Yeah, yeah. Most
An
around
hour,
20. We
2
got
hours,
time.
3 hours,
Yeah, we're
2 days.
fine.
Oh, okay.
So what's something that you've been thinking about a lot recently, Andrew?
That's a good question. I don't think much these days. Now, I've been thinking about things to do over summer mostly. I've been thinking about one. I've been thinking about this podcast and certain directions to go with it to try and just elevate it just a bit. And then I was also thinking about certain things that I wanted to do over summer before I go off to college in fall. I kind of say that like I'm not in college right now, but like go off to where I'm
In person.
like, yeah, in person in a new location. So I've been trying to put together like uh, a trip or something like that I can go on to kind of like get out of get out of state, for
To get out there.
yeah, just to kind of just to kind of explore and travel like I'd wanted to, because I remember that what was it, outside of high school, the idea was always to travel outside of high school during the college years. Obviously COVID kind of changed a few of those plans, and so I'm trying to now enact some of those plans that I would have enacted maybe like a year or two ago that I just
Hmm.
didn't have the ability to then. So, you know, I'm
Yeah.
trying to figure out some stuff that I can get done before then,
Yeah.
hopefully. So,
I like that, man. That's
Yeah.
cool. That's good, man. Yeah, I know, because I know pretty soon you want to go to. I'm sure it's a secret, but I know you want to go somewhere out of state, maybe.
Yep.
We'll see.
Alabama. No, it's just
Sweet home
home
Alabama.
Alabama.
Yeah, man. I'm excited for you to maybe go to this place.
Yeah. We'll
So
just
that's
say
what you've been thinking
Alabama.
about. That's what you've been thinking about lately, Alabama.
Alabama, but then also a trip out of country. I'm thinking of going out
Where
of
would you go?
country. I'm planning a trip to Spain currently, so I'm gonna try and go back there for about maybe a little over a week, 2 weeks, or something like that, and just backpack the country.
Is there a Chick-fil-A in Spain?
I do not know.
A McDonald's?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah?
I think I've been to McDonald's in Spain before, actually. Yeah,
How was it?
like McDonald's, but their
Was it?
names were weird for stuff. I don't remember the names exactly, but I just remember being weirded out by some of the names for some of the foods.
How do you say hamburger in Spanish?
That's a great question. You're actually better at Spanish than I am. I would imagine you
Oh, it's
know.
Spanish?
It's Spain.
But it's like I know that they have like a different kind of Spanish.
No, Spanish is Spanish.
No, in Spain, I remember because we didn't learn that. It was like it's
Well, they
different.
have like I think it's like vosotros or something like
That's
that,
right.
like some other kind of. But I mean, as far as like words and stuff like go, it's pretty darn
Oh, so a
similar.
hamburger would be like hamburguesa.
Yeah, so it would be the same in Spain. I think that some of the things that differentiate Spain Spanish and then like Mexican Spanish would be like their
Mm.
C's are kind of pronounced like th. So
Huh?
like th. So like if you were so it kind of sounds like they have a lisp sometimes in Spain. So like if they were gonna say Barcelona, right? We would just say
Really?
yeah, Barcelona, right? That's how we would say it. But they would say
Uh,
Barcelona.
Barcelona.
Barcelona. Like so it kind of sounds like you have a lisp, but it's just because the C is pronounced TH sometimes.
Yeah.
So like so we would say like corazon for heart,
Right.
right? But
Yeah.
they would say like corazon.
Really? That
Yeah,
sounds like a list.
it is. Yeah, but uh like I know that those are some of like the differences between like their Spanish and our Spanish. So I'm probably just going to end up learning some conversational Mexican Spanish just because it makes sense that when I'm stateside, most Spanish speakers here speak that dialect. But
That's true.
and
Yeah, I guess I think
you can
that's
still
common.
understand people, in Spain and in Mexico if you speak Spanish. There's going to be some
Hmm.
differences, but it's solely conversationally.
Hmm.
Um,
Yeah.
you can
Yeah.
interchange them kind of. So
Yeah. For the most part, it's pretty much the same too. So that's good. I mean, plus you already have the exposure to all the culture that's over there in Spain, so you kind of already know your way around. So it's not like it's completely foreign or anything.
yeah,
It's something that's still like in your memory box. So that's cool. Like when you go, it's not anything that's crazy different.
yeah, I've
But
made it a bit of an itinerary so far. I think I'm just gonna pack one backpack and I'm just gonna travel the country mainly by train and by walking, and get around that way.
caminar.
Caminar.
You
But
know,
yeah,
one thing I've
autobus.
been thinking about lately is that podcast where we talked about roller coaster ideas.
We did a podcast about roller coaster ideas.
Remember Rang and the lightsaber ride?
Like the POV rides where like you're the lightsaber and stuff. Like, what if you're the bus? You're the train.
Dude, I was gonna ask, do you have any more brilliant ride ideas?
You get to play a car simulator game, but you're the gas. I don't know. Like you start the game at a gas station, and then someone like feeds you through a nozzle into someone's gas tank, and then you just like you power the car.
I was thinking it doesn't even have to be uh like remember that it doesn't have to be a POV game, but remember how there was that Indiana Jones ride we came up with where you're in a
Yeah,
room and a real boulder is
yeah,
released
yeah, yeah, yeah.
and you have to run away. I was thinking about like what are more ridiculous like attractions like that. That'd
Uh,
be funny.
probably. Did you see that new trailer for the Uncharted movie with Tom Holland?
I did, yeah.
Okay, did you see how in the trailer he's like falling from a plane?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, but that's
the ride is we drop people from planes without parachutes and they have to climb their way up based on luggage. And then if you get up to the top, you get free ice cream. Yeah.
That's like virtually like impossible to coordinate. Like everything's happening so fast, and Tom Holland, when he recorded that, he looked so chill, and even when he was flying for a plane, he was so composed. He's like, oh, okay. For most people, like,
Yeah, okay.
like Tom Holland was not screaming at
okay,
all.
here's the thing. There's no chance that he would have been able to do that. The wind speed, like it looked like he was just like there was. I mean, it's a cool idea, but in real life, you'd be screwed, dude.
I saw an interview where he didn't like filming that scene because they had to keep retaking it. I don't know if they actually did that or how they did that, but it's like I don't.
They probably did it on a big sound stage or something like that. You know, they probably had a bunch of fans blowing in his face and like a bunch of animatronic.
But I guess he
kind of
didn't like
luggage.
that, so he was like, oh, I didn't like doing that.
I'm surprised he didn't because he's all into like gymnastics and stuff. I would imagine he's like into
yeah.
going around and like
I was
hopping
thinking,
off luggage and stuff. But
what if there was a ride where it's not even, it's like an attraction where it was like webs, but you weren't attached to anything. Like you just had you started off on a cliff, and you grabbed onto this rope that looked like a web, and you grabbed on, you swung, and you just had to catch the other one.
like over the Grand Canyon. Dude, that sucks.
But what if you
no. You know what would be a great one is like where you have to be a spider, and so they give you like a backpack full of rope, and you have to make a web, like across like a canyon or something like that without falling. Like you have to make a web like a spider would.
But those, okay, but what would be a ride that would be at like Disneyland? Like a Jurassic or Universal Studios, like something with Jurassic Park.
Like gladiator matches, like you dress people up in armor and then you have them fight each other until they die. And there's one person standing. And then like Roman days, you could just do that. I could see that happening.
What would be a good ride for Toontown at Disneyland?
Like you have to put on a mouse costume and then they like unleash a bunch of feral cats and then they all chase you. And like you have to be like doused in like just catnip and all this stuff, and like they're like feral cats. They haven't been fed in days and they're starving. And then you just let them loose and you have to outrun them. And if you win, you can keep the cats.
Okay, what would be a good ride for Adventureland?
Look, there's like a shadow outside my window.
I see that. Is that your dad?
Yeah.
Yo, daddy.
Working or something. But yeah.
What about for Tomorrowland?
Tomorrowland? You're the flux capacitor.
why are all of these POV?
I just feel like that makes the experience so much more immersive. If you're like a plant simulator where like you're the seed and then you grow into a tree,
No, the flux capacitor one, you're just like you're sitting in the back seat.
No, they just tape a bunch of glow sticks to you and you're just supposed to like shake up and down and act like you're capacitating or something.
I mean, but if you had to make one for Jurassic Park.
Oh, for Jurassic Park? I would have one where there's an animatronic T-Rex that chases you. And then if you don't make it out of the paddock in time, it eats you.
No, it has to be less violent, like there's a giant storage warehouse.
Oh, okay. Then I would have it be like where you have to dress up in a raptor costume and you have to chase little children.
I was gonna say dress someone up in a dinosaur costume and give them a gun.
You said not violent though.
You're right. I'm sorry.
No, you know what you should do? You should put a bunch of people in like raptor costumes and then give the kids real guns but the people in the raptor costumes are their parents, and the parents have to get away from their children who are trying to shoot them. That would be sick.
That's so bad. What about a ride for the mummy?
You get wrapped up in toilet paper and then dropped from like a 10-story building as it like unwraps.
Why? Why drop? Why?
Because you'd be like unwrapping the whole way down, and so like you're not wrapped when you get to the bottom,
But I have to like do with like the movie.
But the movie has a mummy in it, right?
Yeah, but it never unwrapped by like dropping it off a plane.
What happens in that movie?
They just there's a mummy and they kill it by using a magic book.
Okay, so you get to use a book to hit someone wrapped up in toilet paper with.
And these aren't even rides anymore. It's not even a ride. We're just giving people guns and telling them to go play.
Listen. Sometimes you have to think outside the box, Christian. This is why these ideas are so, radical and life changing, is because they're not the norm. You have to be willing to.
The idea of giving kids guns and making their parents just like dinosaurs, like the inflatable suit too.
Yeah. Or you know what you do? You give all the kids guns, but there's only one of the kids actually has live rounds in it. And so you're constantly afraid that you're gonna get shot, but you just don't know which one it's gonna be. And you have to pick one of the kids to shoot you, and so you have to hope that you pick the one who doesn't have a loaded gun.
You have to pick one of the kids. What the heck? They're all coming out in single file.
Watch Christian's screen goes black. They just start like raiding you.
Yeah, maybe it's a sorority. But
sorority.
Anyway, yeah, that's a good one. My favorite one so far is I think the Indiana Jones idea.
I like that idea too.
That's a good idea.
I like the one where you're the whip and you can just like hit people. Like someone picks you up by your legs and just starts hitting people with you.
There's no story anymore to the rides. It's just like
there doesn't need to be a story, Christian. There just needs to be a clear objective. And then you can take the
What about Star Wars? Will there be one for Star Wars?
Yeah, you can be the kyber crystal and the lightsaber, and you can power lightsabers.
You're just in a dark room turning on a light switch. No, there has to.
Oh, you know what?
Anticipation.
Okay, well then you can have a ride where you drive one of those what are they called?
Pod
like AT walkers or something like that,
Oh, those ones. Okay, that's a good one.
I think that's fair. I mean, if you could actually get in like a Star Wars vehicle and like drive it around.
Mm-hmm.
Or Ewoks, you could dress up like an Ewok and then you can like beat people with like clubs and stuff,
A rage room. They tell you to dress up in a costume and go play with trees outside.
Yeah, dude.
Like a couple kids are just on their phone. I thought for the AT thing you were gonna say like, oh, we'll get like crew members to dress up like AT and they'll give you a piggyback ride. Well, that's actually good.
With like a pod racer, like people could dress up like pod racers and then you can race on people. Or like, oh, you know what they should do? They should have one where like they're human drawn carriages, where people just dress up like horses and like drive you around in carriages, and you can hit them with sticks.
Dude,
to make them go faster.
This would be the weirdest theme park ever, man.
But it would be so unique though. Everyone would have to go there just to see like it's real,
Dude, it's so weird. I mean, I imagine for Legoland, I've always wondered if they would make like a roller coaster that's just made out of Legos.
Or like one that's like they task you with making a roller coaster for Legos that someone else has to ride.
Just like
dude. Oh wait. Or like how they have like Lego driving school? Like the cars are actually made out of Legos.
Dude, I love that, man.
I got my license. I don't know where it is, but I have it somewhere.
Yeah, I know. Oh, I love that. Why? Give them real cars or something?
No, well, like give them real life size cars, but they're actually made out of Legos, except for like the engine and stuff. Like even the wheels have to be like Legos.
Even the wheels have to be Legos?
Yeah.
I mean, we come up with so many good ride ideas.
I don't know, dude. They should really take some note, you know.
I want to make a Spider-Man ride where you get to go on the glider, and it's like an
God.
actual roller coaster that's fast and loop-de-loops and stuff. But when you get on, they just duct tape your feet to
Dude, there
the.
should be one where like you can be Captain America's shield.
They just put you on a thing. They launch you out of the
Yeah,
park.
like it's like a disc launcher and you're like on it like spread out, you know? You just like spin super fast like in any given direction, like bounce around until like you fall down.
For cars.
Or like you could be like each person could be like a gem in the Infinity Gauntlet and then you all like power a machine that like snaps at the end. Like you have to like bicycle in a gem and then like if you generate enough power the machine like snaps. You know?
What about one for Toy Story?
You all dress up as toys and you're all put in a room and then on the speakers someone says Andy's coming and then you all have to like drop down all at the same time.
What's the catch?
You just have to do it on beat and if you still stand up when they say Andy's coming, like a big guy dressed up as Andy comes and like shakes you around violently like to see if you're
It's
like
not even
real.
a ride anymore,
Dude,
man.
it's a great idea. I mean, these are
It's just an experience.
dude, yes. That's what it should be.
There's no
Because here's the thing,
machine.
you're gonna forget a ride. You're not gonna forget that.
I know, but that's in a bad way. Nobody's gonna forget that.
Exactly, but like even if it's in a bad way, you still don't forget it, so it's still always there, you know?
What about the Incredibles? I think an Incredibles ride would be cool. And there is an
Yeah,
Incredibles ride, but like a
well, it should
funny
be like,
Incredibles ride.
yeah, you should be in the RV that Mr. Incredible's driving and like on the outside of it just hanging on as he's driving really fast.
Duct tape.
Yeah.
There's no seatbelt. I like the Green Goblin idea that just duct tape you to the glider.
Or like you have to dodge gliders that are trying to like impale you.
Dude,
I
it's
like these
breaking
ideas.
so many rules, man. I can't.
I'd be I if I had a theme park, I would implement some of these ideas for sure.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure we get arrested.
That's fine. You know, we can make a game for the police officers to like get out of a maze and stuff like that.
Are you
Like when they
telling me
come
that?
like when they come to arrest us, we can just put them in a maze and then, you know,
That's a good idea.
they have to fight a guy with an axe.
I see that.
Yeah.
I see that, man. Ingenuity. I like that. That's cool, man. I'm glad I get to talk about these ideas with you.
Yeah, I'm glad that, you know, for the time that we get to talk every week, it's like this. It's like,
Yeah.
all right.
Yeah, dude.
Well, I know that it's pretty much almost 5 o'clock now, and so you probably
Wait. I
got to
know.
get going, bro.
In
So
15 or so minutes, I'm gonna head out. But before we do that, I
yeah,
just want to say something about something that I'm gonna say. We have some very important business.
yeah, we got of course the Bible verse of the day,
National Bible verse
National
of the
Bible
day.
verse of the day.
Bible verse of the day.
What do you got for us
Please,
today?
please turn to Mark 1124.
Chink.
Therefore I say unto you, what things soever ye desire, when ye pray, believe that ye receive them, and ye shall have them. Interesting.
I like it.
So,
Basically, pray to God for your needs, and He will deliver on your needs when you pray and when you ask Him for things that you know He knows
that's
that you
right.
need, and He if you pray and ask God for things, He will absolutely help you out in your time of
Yeah,
need for sure.
according to his will, if it's in his will, if it lines up to help his great, to spread the good news, then,
Yeah.
but be intentional.
Yeah, be intentional, and also I think elsewhere it says in the Bible, you know, believe that you have received,
Mm-hmm.
and you shall receive. So like you have to believe that it's you. God can also do it.
That's true.
Don't like pray for it and be like, nah, there's no chance. There's no way.
We'll see.
We'll see. But yeah, no, that's a good verse. I like that verse a lot. That's good.
Yeah. So, yeah, I like talking about the rides. Adrian, it was cool catching up, chap, and
Sorry about the bike.
I forgot.
That's the thumbnail. Just you crying about the bike. Should I put like a bike in the thumbnail? Like,
if you want, Dad.
Yeah. Okay. Fine. I won't.
You wouldn't do that to old Christian, would
Yeah. Anyways.
Anyway,
Anyways.
Cool. You know what? College is fine. Adrian, sounds like everything's going all right with you. Getting into extra money. Money. Right? Everyone's doing well in the family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, we hope that you guys enjoyed that episode of the Art of Awesomeness podcast. Christian, I'm looking forward to next week's episode where hopefully we'll have a guest and we'll see how things go. But again, thank you guys for watching this 70th episode of the Art of Awesomeness podcast. We hope that you guys enjoy. If you have any recommendations for future episodes and topics that you'd like to see us cover, or if you have any questions that you'd like to have our perspective on answered for you, then please leave them in the comments of this video on YouTube or DM us at there's like a bar at the bottom of the screen that should have like our Instagram info on it. So if you want to DM us and reach out to us and ask for any potential requests or something like that, then by all means go and do that. Thank you guys for watching, and I guess we'll see you guys next time.